Another way that you can use SuperBetter as a meaningful tool in education is to use it as part of your learning strategies course in grades 9 to 12, where students are learning to become more independent learners, right? So that would be the focus of this use. The Learning Strategies course is really designed to help students gain skills and strategies that they need to become better learners, and a big part of that is to become more independent as learners. And this is where SuperBetter can come in and help you as a teacher to be able to provide this opportunity for students. You can set out this activity over 2 weeks where students will select a skill or a skill set that they are interested in and they want to learn about. And this skill and this objective of learning this skill or skill set will become their epic win on SuperBetter. You as a teacher can work with the students to set some realistic objectives and give them a time frame for how long that they're going to have to achieve these skills. Now, with this larger goal in mind, help the students to chunk this goal into smaller, more attainable steps so that they can clearly see what their progression will be. You can use this to help create the quests in SuperBetter. Then you would help them to identify things that make it challenging and things that will help them to stay focused. Those challenging things that may come in and trip them up will use as the bad guys on SuperBetter. And those items that will help them to be able to be re-energized and to build resilience and stay focused will be our power-ups on SuperBetter. Students can also connect with their friends and ask for help and support by accessing the Allies section. So really quickly, I'm just going to take you through what a sample or an example might look like. So for me as a student, I've identified that I want to learn some Photoshop skills. And I think that would be something that I'm really motivated towards. So I've created my persona and my superhero persona here, the Photoshopper, right? And what I'm actually working towards here is I want to become super better at this. And I want to be able to use Photoshop to edit my photos, right? I like to take a lot of photos and I want to be able to use this complicated tool to be able to edit my photos. And it's a really big task. It's not something that I've been able to accomplish as of yet. So some of the quests that you might have or that I might create as a student here would be to find a good channel, a good YouTube channel for learning Photoshop. There's lots of tutorials out there and some of them are better than others for sure. As well, maybe I need to find a mentor. That might be a teacher in the school, that might be a senior student. And by finding this mentor, it's going to help me to be able to feel confident, to be able to ask questions, and have somebody that can challenge me in the right way. As another quest, I'm going to select 2 photos that I can combine into one. And this is going to help me to specifically stay on task and stay motivated towards achieving this quest and then working towards my epic win. For some examples of power-ups that I might use, something that I might do just for fun, I might take a look at a website called photoshopdisasters.com. Maybe just spend 5 minutes there, have a good smile and a good laugh just to see what are some of the crazy things that professionals have used Photoshop and maybe got tripped up on as well, right? And that would be a good time just to give me a little bit of a boost and motivation towards learning Photoshop. Here as well, and maybe another power-up that I could use is to pull out my camera and just take some photos and remind myself, visually stimulate myself, why am I really focused on wanting to do this? As an example of some of the bad guys and some of the things that might trip me up is if I'm on YouTube, there's lots and lots of different links and it makes suggestions really easy to get sucked into another unrelated YouTube rabbit hole. So I really want to make sure that I stay focused on my task, right? As well, it's really easy for me to learn a few skills and really just say that, and make a few tweaks to these photos. That's good enough, right? But that's kind of a bad guy here because it's not really what I want to do. I want to stay focused on becoming proficient in Photoshop to a level that I'll be satisfied with. So one of the nice pieces here is that I can use SuperBetter to reach out to some of my friends, and maybe I could send out some work and share some of my product with them and get some feedback so that my friends can encourage me. They can be excited about some of the things that I'm accomplishing and give me some of this positive feedback. So this is just one example of what a student might want to learn independently. And really, you as a teacher, your focus is for them to be able to be motivated and gain skills to become independent learners. So a big part of this is going to be the review process. You may want to review some of their quests with them, have a really structured and set timeline as to when are you going to connect with the students, when are you going to review their quests and how they're proceeding towards their ultimate goal and their epic win. As well, you want to make sure that you build in time into your class that students are able to log in daily to be able to update SuperBetter, to be able to use power-ups, and to be able to stay motivated on their journey towards their epic win. Now, some of the reasons why I feel that SuperBetter is an effective and meaningful tool in this educational setting is because it's a web app that really allows continuity between home and school. The tool is virtually the same. I mean, whether I'm logging in at home or at school, it's a continuous environment that I can use in both scenarios and in any connected scenario for that matter. It really allows for me to transfer my learning into the rest of my life, right? Where as a student, I can access it anytime. I can access it beyond the classroom. When considering some of the readings that we've done in the discussions that we've had in class, we've really identified that a metacognitive approach to instruction can really help students learn and then take control and ownership over their learning by defining goals, their learning goals, and monitoring their progress as they're working towards achieving their goals, right? SuperBetter really allows for this. You can track your progress. You can make sense of what are some of the things that are tripping you up. What are some of the things that are making it difficult for you? How can you overcome those challenges? What can you do to become more resilient? Right? And you can personalize this by, as you're identifying different things that can help with your resilience, you can add them in there. You can build them into the SuperBetter platform and tool and really use them to motivate you to stay focused on your goal. The open-ended nature of this problem and this activity and SuperBetter as a tool really allows the students to develop multiple ways to define their goals, multiple ways to achieve them as well. And this is really supportive of a problem-based learning approach when you're considering how to tackle these issues and take a look at these challenges with students. When we're considering the 21st century skills, we can really take a look at reflective thinking. By engaging with SuperBetter daily and updating the progress and considering how the students are successful and how they might be challenged and how they might be struggling, this really helps the students to gain an insight into their own learning as they're proceeding towards that epic win.